Last week, astronomers discovered 3 Earth-like planets in a potentially habitable zone of the Milky Way called the Kepler system. Pretty exciting stuff. Not terribly convenient to get to, though. Those planets are a cool 7,000 trillion miles away. But some scientists believe there may be undiscovered life forms hidden right here on Earth, forming a kind of shadow biosphere, they call it, of undiscovered life forms. Carol,
Right.
you coined the term shadow biosphere. How did you come up with that term? How did you discover it?
Well, the way I came up with the term is that we know that some people have wanted to call it a dark life, like analogous to dark energy or dark matter. But the reason I coined the term shadow biosphere is because if there is such life, its shadows are in the environment. Life produces material and uses material, and the evidence for this is going to be in the environment, and it's a matter of recognizing it for what it represents. So that's the reason that I coined the term. But I wanted to just follow up on Paul's comment and point out that what's really interesting is that we know that there are alternative molecular possibilities for life as we know it. Life as we know it not only descends from a common ancestor, but it's shockingly similar at the molecular level.
Dr. Davies and Cleland have suggested 3 possibilities or 3 types of weird life ecologies. One which would be utterly separate from us. It would be you might find it in places where there is no life. For instance, think of the life around hydrothermal vents in the ocean floor. You get it's under great pressure, and it's surviving at very high temperatures. But there's temperatures and pressures above which and beyond which even that life couldn't survive. If you were at a hydrothermal vent, life might ring the hydrothermal vent. Familiar life might ring the hydrothermal vent. If you got a little closer, you'd find a boundary it couldn't go beyond. Got a little bit further closer than that, if you found a second ring, it'd be a possibility that would be weird life.
As a science journalist, one of our viewers has just commented online. Uncle Willie says, Sasquatch, Loch Ness Monster, and Chupacabra. I guess there's a certain level of cynicism or skepticism amongst some people. As a science journalist, how do you sort of differentiate between good, solid scientific speculation about things that we don't know exist and pseudoscience?
Well, I think there's a continuum here, and obviously it's possible that someday Bigfoot is going to be sighted and the Loch Ness Monster is going to be sighted. It seems unlikely at this point. I think the idea, people are really hungry for this idea that there might be some other kind of organisms living here, and as our technologies have allowed us to go new places, the deep hydrothermal vents to extremely hostile environments, the possibility that there are life forms is very compelling. I think the idea that we're going to find kind of macro life forms that are of this kind of that are unrelated to the life forms we know on Earth at this point seems to me to be kind of unlikely, even if the possibility of microbial life. I just want people to understand that I think that the scientists here, and correct me if I'm wrong, aren't really talking about we're going to find some big macro species out there that, although it's possible, it's unlikely that that's going to be the case.